Let's move to Kentucky, Robert. The Wildcats, another team. I mean, UCLA beat them, so you probably know where I'm going to stand on this group. But they've now won 4 straight games, and they've won them in impressive fashion as well, by the way. They beat Tennessee by 12. They just ran Auburn out of the gym in the second half of that game. Cal's figured a lot of stuff out. You could say different reasons for what you think has been figured out, but I'm more interested in red, yellow, or green light. Pat, what's your answer?
I'm going to go yellow light. Definitely, how long has it been since Kentucky's won a tournament game? I think they will break that streak. I think it's 3 years since they've won a game in the tournament. I'm just not sure if they shoot it well enough. As of late, they have been shooting the ball extremely well. I'm not sure if they shoot it well enough to win a tournament game. It's not an elite defensive team that I saw, like what we saw last year at some points. But Oscar is, last game, was it the Auburn game? No, I was following them the Florida game, and Oscar hit like 7 jump shots. I'm like, what the heck is this? How do you stop a guy? You take the pain away from him. He's knocking down mid-range jump shots. I'm not sure I'm completely sold on this squad being a Final Four team, but I believe that they have resurged absolutely. With the right matchups, it's possible. But after seeing what Arkansas was able to do to Kentucky earlier this year and how Oscar was held to 7-7. I've never seen anyone hold. He'll go games where he might not score, but he'll still grab 16 boards. And the Mitchell twins were just out physicaling him, keeping him off the boards, not letting him get easy deep post catches. That was the first time I saw Oscar like visibly frustrated. So for the longest, I thought he was invincible and nobody could stop him. But seeing where they are now, the only issue that I have, the biggest one, is that against Florida, Cal played 5 guys about 38 minutes and up. I don't know if that's sustainable, if that's going to be enough. And Cason Wallace was giving up on getting the ball at some points because he was gassed. So I don't know if their bench is going to be strong enough to help sustain them in the tournament. If they have a tough matchup that may possibly go to overtime, but we'll see.
I think some of that will be helped once CJ Frederick kind of gets his legs underneath him a little bit after missing all that time.
Man,
I just know, Pat, I know that you were watching Oscar Tshiebwe hit those jump shots, like the old man, like looking at the cloud meme, just like, why didn't you let me shoot, Billy? Right? Was that you watching him let those things fly? Yeah. I'm gonna go yellow light on Kentucky, but like one of those yellow lights where you're trying to beat the light, so you're gunning it while you're running at the light, right? Like
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, every single time. I think Cason Wallace has kind of figured it out, right? I think that Antonio Reeves has gotten it going, and Cal understands that his best lineups are going to be when he has 5 of Cason Wallace, CJ Frederick, Antonio Reeves, Chris Livingston, Jacob Topp, and Oscar Tshiebwe on the floor. And you can kind of piece the rest of it together, but you got to get like 30 to 35 minutes with 5 of those 6 guys on the floor together. His hand was kind of forced, and that's what led him to figure it out. And then once he did, they kind of dealt with some injuries, right? Like CJ missed some time. Severe Wheeler's been out because Cason Wallace missed a game. But I think that they figured it out. And like, look, this is still the team that has the talent that made us think that they were a top 5 team in the preseason. And we finally, for the first time all year, saw them just absolutely beat the hell out of somebody that I don't know if Auburn's that good, but they're good enough to be like in the tournament conversation. And they just completely obliterated them. We haven't seen Kentucky do that to anybody this year for 40 minutes. So I'm in with some hesitancy.
Yeah. I love Coach Pro. I don't think Auburn is a top 25 team this year.
No.
And I love their guards, love what they represent. They just don't get it done. Janai Broome has been awesome. Mm-hmm. He's been a stud. I almost wanted to put him in that conversation when we're talking about the best duo, guard big, but I just
they don't have a good guard.
Hey, don't tell Icy Wen that, okay? Icy Wen thinks he's the best guard in the country, for the record. I'm yellow as well.
That's part of the problem, Greg.
I know, Rob. I understand that. I fell for it last year. This is a yellow for me. I would go green on this team because I actually give Cal a ton of credit for figuring out that he only has 5 good players. and just playing 5 good players 38 minutes a game. Not all coaches do that. He did it. Now the team's won 4 straight games. The problem is one of those 5 players is Jacob Toppin. That's too much Jacob Toppin for me. I don't like it when we get to the tournament.
He's been balling, man. You're tripping.
He's been balling. I know he's been balling. I don't buy that that's going to continue. That's the thing. He's on a hot streak for sure.
He stopped shooting threes. That helped a lot.
That definitely helped a lot. And if you could tell me he's not going to shoot another 3 the rest of the season, maybe I could talk myself into Jacob Toppin. We'll see.